the home to over 200 of the most important scholars, saints, and mystics in Islamic history. Iran, also known as Persia, has shaped Islamic teachings for centuries and is believed by many to be a key part of end times prophecies. Could this ancient land be where some of the most significant events of the end times will unfold? Could Iran be the place from which the awaited savior, Imam Mahdi, will emerge to bring justice to the world? Today, we will explore the powerful connection between Iran and the prophecies about the coming of Imam Mahdi. Stay with us, and we promise to share some truly valuable and life-changing insights. To truly understand Iran's role in end times prophecies, we need to journey back in time to the early days of Islam. Persia, which we now know as Iran, was one of the first regions to embrace Islam after the Arab conquests. But more than that, Persia became a vibrant center of Islamic scholarship, culture, and spirituality. The contributions made by Iranian scholars in theology, philosophy, and mysticism have left an indelible mark on Islamic civilization. But what if Iran's historical contributions are only part of the story? What if the significance of this ancient land goes beyond scholarly achievements and reaches into the divine plan for humanity's future? Could Iran be the land from which pivotal end times events will unfold? One of the most intriguing prophecies regarding the end times involves the black flags from Khorasan. Khorasan, a historical region that covers parts of modern-day Iran, is mentioned in Hadith literature as a place from which armies will rise, carrying black flags and marching towards the ultimate truth. These black flags have sparked much speculation and debate. Are they symbolic of a movement, a call to justice, or a literal army that will pave the way for the Mahdi's arrival? Many scholars believe that these black flags represent a resurgence of faith, a return to righteousness, and a call for justice against oppression. Iran's cultural and spiritual readiness to embrace such a role is evident in its deep connection to Shia Islam, particularly its belief in the return of Imam Mahdi, the awaited savior who will establish justice and peace. Shia Muslims believe that Imam Mahdi, the 12th Imam, is currently in occultation and will one day return to lead the world towards justice. Iran, being the heartland of Shia Islam, has always been at the forefront of this belief. The anticipation of the Mahdi's return is woven into the cultural and religious fabric of Iranian society. Many Iranian leaders, scholars, and ordinary citizens see themselves as spiritually preparing for the Mahdi's arrival, a role that they take very seriously. But here's a question for you. Could the societal reforms and the moral teachings that are being emphasized in Iran today be part of this preparation? Are we witnessing the groundwork being laid for a monumental event that could change the course of history? These are the questions that keep believers awake at night, and they are the questions that we explore in this documentary. Though no prophets are explicitly named as having come from Iran, the region has been blessed with numerous saints, scholars, and mystics whose influence has shaped Islamic thought. Figures like Imam Reza, the 8th Shia Imam, who is buried in Mashhad, are venerated not only for their knowledge, but for their deep spiritual connection to the divine. The legacy of such figures adds to Iran's spiritual significance and strengthens the belief that this land has a unique role to play in the divine narrative. Iran has also been home to countless Sufi saints and philosophers who have contributed to the richness of Islamic spirituality. Think of Rumi, whose poetry continues to inspire millions around the world, or Imam al-Ghazali, whose works are foundational to Islamic theology and philosophy. Could it be that the wisdom and spirituality nurtured in this land are part of a larger divine plan? Iran has been directly involved in at least 5 major conflicts to save Palestine, including the 2006 Lebanon War, the 2008-2009 Gaza War, the 2012 Gaza conflict, the 2014 Gaza War, and the 2021 Israel-Gaza conflict. These wars and ongoing efforts are seen by Iran as part of its duty to protect one of the holiest places in Islam, Jerusalem, the city where it is believed that Hazrat Isa, Jesus, will return during the end times. Iran's commitment to defending Palestine is not just political. It is deeply connected to its religious beliefs and its vision of fulfilling end-times prophecies. These numbers reflect Iran's unwavering commitment to standing up for the oppressed, making its role in these conflicts an important part of its eschatological vision. Throughout history, Iran has also faced many challenges, including multiple wars involving Israel and the United States. These conflicts have shaped Iran's national identity and strengthened its resolve to stand against oppression. Iran's support for Palestine has been an important part of its identity, as Iran views Palestine as a sacred land, especially because it includes Jerusalem, one of the holiest cities in Islam. Jerusalem is believed to be the place where Hazrat Isa, Jesus, will return during the end times to bring peace and justice. This belief is not just a religious idea, it is a driving force behind many of Iran's political actions. Iran's commitment to defending Palestine is not just a political stance. It is deeply rooted in religious beliefs about protecting sacred places and fighting against oppression. The wars fought by Iran against forces aligned with Israel and American influence have always been seen by Iranian leaders as a defense of Islamic lands and values. These conflicts include direct confrontations, proxy wars, and ongoing resistance against foreign influence in the region. Iran's involvement in supporting groups like Hezbollah and its alliances with other regional players are part of a larger effort to counteract what it views as injustice imposed by powerful global forces. These conflicts are viewed by many as part of a larger struggle against injustice and tyranny, themes that resonate strongly with the end times prophecies. Could Iran's role in these conflicts be part of its preparation for the arrival of Imam Mahdi and the return of Jesus? Could the resistance against powerful nations be seen as a form of spiritual preparation for the ultimate battle between good and evil? These questions add even more depth to Iran's importance in Islamic eschatology. Iran's efforts to support Palestine and resist foreign influence are seen by many as fulfilling a moral and spiritual duty. For Iran, this is not just about politics or territory. It is about standing up for what is right, defending the oppressed, and preparing for the ultimate battle between justice and tyranny. The idea that these struggles are connected to the end times makes Iran's actions even more significant. Many believe that Iran is spiritually and culturally preparing itself for the coming of the Mahdi by focusing on justice, morality, and resistance against oppression. Fast forward to modern times, and we see a nation that has undergone profound changes, from the 1979 Iranian Revolution to its current position as a significant player in regional and global affairs. The revolution itself was framed by its leaders as a fight against oppression, invoking themes that resonate deeply with end times narratives. Justice, resistance against tyranny, and moral rectitude are key elements of this vision, all of which are central to the mission of the awaited Mahdi. The leaders of the revolution promised to create a society based on Islamic principles, where justice would prevail and the rights of the oppressed would be protected. This vision aligns closely with the idea of preparing for the Mahdi's return, as it emphasizes the need for a just and moral society. But how does this align with what we know about the end times? Could Iran's socio-political movements be seen as a precursor to the Mahdi's return? The idea that Iran is spiritually and culturally preparing itself for a divine role is a powerful one, and it is one that we cannot ignore when discussing Islamic eschatology. The emphasis on justice, moral integrity, and resistance against oppression can be seen as steps toward creating a world that is ready for the Mahdi's leadership. By promoting these values, Iran may be laying the groundwork for the fulfillment of the end times prophecies, making its actions today part of a much larger divine plan. Fast forward to modern times, and we see a nation that has undergone profound changes. From the 1979 Iranian Revolution to its current position as a significant player in regional and global affairs. The revolution itself was framed by its leaders as a fight against oppression, invoking themes that resonate deeply with end times narratives. Justice, resistance against tyranny, and moral rectitude are key elements of this vision, all of which are central to the mission of the awaited Mahdi. But how does this align with what we know about the end times? Could Iran's socio-political movements be seen as a precursor to the Mahdi's return? The idea that Iran is spiritually and culturally preparing itself for a divine role is a powerful one, and it is one that we cannot ignore when discussing Islamic eschatology. As we explore these questions, we must also reflect on our own role in this unfolding story. Whether you are a believer waiting for the Mahdi, a seeker trying to understand the deeper truths of existence, or simply someone intrigued by the mysteries of prophecy, there is a message here for you. The call to justice, to spiritual readiness, and to moral integrity is not just for one nation, it is for all of humanity. If you've made it this far, you are already part of this journey. Together, let us prepare for what is to come, with hope, with faith, and with the understanding that we all have a role to play in the divine plan.